Hi everyone, and welcome to my video for Assembly Row shop number 4 of 6. This is my toy shop. Start with talking about the idea behind this. I knew once I did the candy shop, which you can see to the right over here. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'll put a link to that in the cards. Once I did a candy shop, I knew I wanted to do something else kid-related, kid-themed, some kind of commercial building that would entice kids. I think these two shops go nicely hand in hand. To have a toy shop right next to a candy shop. It's a commercial district. So far we've seen the sub shop and the barber shop. I've got a couple of other buildings here. I'm very excited to be 2/3 of the way through my project. It's hard to believe. As recently as September, I had just finished designing it in Lego Digital Designer. So to actually be onto the building phase of building number 4 is pretty cool. And I actually just put together, I haven't ordered anything yet, but I started working on the Bricklink order for shop number 5 of 6. So keep an eye out for that next month. But yeah, so here we are. This is a candy shop, toy shop. I decided to go with a purple and yellow color scheme here. I don't really know why. I mean, I know I wanted it to be colorful. Like I talked about in the candy shop video, I wanted the toy shop to pop. So I want to grab people's attention as they're walking down the street. Get them interested in what may be inside of the building. The yellow and the purple kind of seem to go well together. Really, the most challenging part is finding these pieces, these bow pieces, in colors, really. Let me back up a second. This whole facade here, except for the top, really, these parts here, this design, and then this, is all reminiscent of the flower shop in Assembly Square. I've talked about it before in past videos, so this is your first time watching this video. This entire 6-building commercial district is inspired by the official Assembly Square Lego set. I borrowed some designs from each of the buildings. In this case, it is the flower shop. So you will notice these columns, and then that awning looking piece over the windows is very reminiscent of the flower shop. This was the final building in the design process, so I had a lot of fun with it. The interior, you know, I'll show you in just a minute. It's basically just a bunch of toys on stands, and I have a cash register, so I won't spend too much time talking about that. We're showing that. I will in a few moments. But I'm so happy with the way this exterior came out. I sat there for a very long time trying to think, what could I possibly put on this facade? And I'll show you. So the candy shop has a lollipop. You saw with the sub shop, I used a piece of bread. The barber shop, I used some scissors. I struggled for a really long time coming up with this idea with the jester heads. And still not really sure where the inspiration came from on that. I just kind of had an idea. Someone recently pointed out, I got a good laugh out of this. I like to, whenever I build these things, post them on my personal Facebook page and ask my family member and friends to guess what I'm building. So someone said for this one that it was a comedy club, and actually that's a really great guess based on the jester heads. So I don't know, maybe if you don't want to do a toy shop and you don't want to do jester heads for a toy shop, maybe if you're doing a comedy club or something along those lines, some sort of entertainment, maybe like a medieval times type dinner place, you could use the jester heads. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I think it looks great. And I'm really happy with the way this exterior came out. You'll notice also the top here, I've got the Thor's hammer and the fences. That's basically just the top roof level of that same flower shop building within Assembly Square. I just don't have a second or third story. It's just one story with the roof on top of it. So that's pretty much that. I'll scan around to the side here. Not much going on. It's just white and purple all the way around. These this building is going to be next to the barber shop, so you won't even see this. And obviously you can't see the other side because the candy shop is there. So like I talked about before, I was never too concerned with what the sides would look like. They're not truly modular buildings, but they are, I guess, modular capable. If you wanted to push this back a little bit, put a couple modular bricks with the holes in them, you would have a tough time because there's only 6 studs on the back, so you'd have to shorten this up. I don't know how you would do that. But again, my idea was these are mostly modular buildings with kind of a twist thrown in that they're only 1 story. So here's the back, pretty similar to the toy shop. In fact, you could tell it's basically just a reverse build there. A couple pieces of ivy coming up the back, but nothing spectacular. I did decide not to do the windows over this. I don't know why. It just kind of worked out that way. I'm actually really happy with the fact that it's just a little higher than the building next to it. That looks real to life to me, true to life. Not every building is the exact same height. And then the back on the front, not every building is set to the street the same way. You can see there's a little bit of a, move my hand out of the way, there's a little bit of a, this one's a little more forward a little bit. I think that gives it a good little 3D perception. So let's go ahead. You actually probably noticed this. I missed 1 brick. I actually ordered that 1x1 plate in dark bluish gray instead of light bluish gray, so that's missing. I'll fix that. I'll clean that up with the next bricklink order. So let's go ahead and pop the top off. Get you a look at the inside. You can kind of see, like I said, I've got some, I'm just going to lay it down on top like that. I just broke something, I don't know what, I'll fix it later. So I've got a green train, I've got the blue robot, I've got a spaceship, a yellow train, a blue train, a red plane, a yellow plane, and then almost like a white and lime green Blacktron looking, if you remember the old Blacktron sets from back in the day, it's a Blacktron looking helicopter. I don't know if you guys can see that. The problem with this build, and I'll throw it out there, the flower shop was the taller of the single-story buildings, the first floor of the buildings in Assembly Square. So it's very hard for me to get in there. I'll try to get some shots. I'll put some pictures up at the end of the video, which will show a little better the interior. But a lot of these toys within the toy shop are from like the Winter Toy Shop sets or the Winter Village sets. Little micro builds, or I guess mini builds, I don't know, that are fun to make toys. So I used a lot of repeats and then just changed the colors out, and I think that came out really good. I used, can't really see it, I'm trying to get a better shot. Those are dark tan tiles, 1x6s, 1x3s, 1x2s, to make like a hardwood floor look almost. For this particular build. And I wanted to leave enough room in between the toys for people to walk around and pick out which toy they wanted. I actually used, speaking of the Winter Village sets, you can't really see him, I'll get a shot with a picture of, I used the Winter Village Toy Shop owner as the Toy Shop owner here, so I'll have to swap him out at some point and get him back in with the Winter Village sets once I'm ready to do that later in the year, around holiday time. So that is pretty much it. This, again, building 4 of 6. I'm 2/3 of the way done as far as building goes on this project. The next one I'm going to do is actually the first one that I designed, so I'm really excited to share that. So make sure you check back in next month to see what that looks like, see what that building is. I will say it's going to be similar to these 2 buildings. It's going to be kid-friendly, and other than that, I'm not going to give away any spoilers. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button to stay up to date on all my LEGO videos. Thank you.